Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Hey, I want to talk about something that that will probably, most likely, yes, it will ruffle some feathers. Call it controversial if you want to, but it's something that has to be said. There are stories out here about people, famous men, wealthy men, who may have, on the surface, seem like they may have like abandoned their daughters, cut them off, and everybody wants to call them like horrible parents, horrible men, dads, deadbeats. The problem with stories like these is that you never know all the details. Like, take Dr. Dre, for instance, right? Was it a year or two ago? His daughter gets on social media and pretty much dragged him, saying she's homeless, living in her car, she got kids. He's not helping, he refused to help. Hadn't been in my life all this time, when I was young and things like that. And so now he's leaving us out to dry. I don't know what to do. Okay. She's at that point, I'm gonna tell you, she was at her lowest that she's ever been. Usually when people be at their lowest, they like a hit dog hollers, they say. You back a poodle into the corner. They're gonna bark, they're gonna bite, they're gonna do everything they can to survive. Right or wrong, they're gonna do it. That's just the nature. It's just nature. So when she said that, everybody was on her team saying like I say, Dr. Dre was deadbeat. Sorry, he wasn't in their life when they was young. The least he could do was help her out, this and the third. You had some guy say, man, you should never turn your back on your kids. I don't care what they're going through. That's your kids. You love them. This, that, and the third. Understand. I believe that but it's easy for me to say it because my children have not put me through a situation to where I have to choose or make decisions that could affect their life or mine in a negative way. I thank the Most High for that, because a lot of people, haven't been through that. Well, a lot of people have been through things, and it's sad. And a lot of times for the parent, it could be upsetting. But then when you go to Dr. Dre's story and people come out, Dre doesn't address anything. Very little does he address or do interviews about his personal life. He did do one within the past year saying how he's free. After 50 something years on the earth, he's finally free. He doesn't have to answer to anyone, no kids, no wife, no bosses, no nothing. His divorce is final. He's free. He can do what he wants to. He can be the man he wants to be and not be scrutinized. And that's basically pretty much what he said. But most guys don't tell their personal business anyway. But women will. Women will go out there and tell their side of the story real quick, fast, in a hurry. And everybody will jump on that side and be like, believe all women. But as we saw in the Kirk Franklin video, you cannot do that. You're a fool if you do that. If you believe anybody, 100%. If you believe all of anybody all the time, 100%, you're a fool. So anyway, I want to get to the story of Russell Simmons. Now, did a video about them for a few months back, by him, his daughters, his ex-wife, and how they went on social media, tried to drag him after Father's Day. The daughter put up some post saying happy, Father's Day to Kimora, and it pissed Russell off. He got real emotional, fussing, you halfway across the world and can't do anything. And you can probably kind of understand him being frustrated. But the daughter gets on social media and says how he done cut them. Oh, back to Dr. Dre real quick. You hear stories that people close to him say, well, with his daughter, he done bought apartments, houses, paid for school, this, that, and the third, and she jacked it up. She somehow screwed it up, and he said he's tired of it, so he's done. Do it your own way. And I can understand that way of thinking. I really can. So, but back to Russell Simmons. So his daughter goes out and, gets on the internet and, and just dogs him out in front of the world. Family problems you put out there. But with all that and all that hollering and fussing and cussing, he still came out and he apologized. And said, pretty much say, there's nothing in the world that's going to stop me from loving his kids and even his ex-wife. Even though his ex-wife her ex-wife's husband probably done stole money from him, which is what he's trying to sue for and, get back. He said, what does he say? He said, there is absolutely no way for me to unlove my daughters or their mother for that matter. He tweeted, I love my daughters unconditionally and that will never change. And now, his daughter, what the hell is his daughter's name? Aoki. She say, hey, dad done cut us off. Dad done cut my water off. I can't eat, breathe, sleep, whatever. Took my insurance. And he's like, well, that's not necessarily true. It's true, but what happened is you talking crazy, reckless. What you expect to happen? Regardless, you can't sit here and talk crazy to me, disrespect me to the world, and then I'm still supposed to sit here and bow at your feet and kiss your feet. That's not how the world works, man. That is not how the world works. I can still love you from afar, but you're going to bite the hand that feeds you, man. What you do if you try to feed a dog, and, you put your hand down the bowl and he bites you, what you do to him? What are you supposed to do to him? Because if you don't, he'll come back and do it again. You're supposed to chastise that dog. So next time you put your hand down there for whatever reason and you feeding him and stuff, he won't even dare try to touch you. You see what I'm saying? So that's what you have to do. Do a quick story or scenario, and then I'm gonna get out of here. Like I said, a lot of people don't really understand everybody's situation. So let me say, what if you in a situation where you have a child, boy or girl, and you're trying to help them get right. They act like they want to get right. They talk a good talk at all times, but yet, and you say, okay, this is what I'm gonna do for you. Get everything situated and you help them get their life right. You're in a position to help. Everything seems like it's going great. They have transportation, they have shelter, they have food, they have daycare for their children. Everything they need is straight. All they have to do is just get up, get their kids ready, send them to school, daycare, whatever. They go to work. And that's it. Come home, boom. And you do that like normal people do. Cycle every day. Nothing, you know what I'm saying? It's just a boring ass life. Every now and then, weekends, some nights you might go out, kick it with your girlfriend, with your boyfriend, whatever. But for the most part, the majority of your time is dealt with taking care of house and home. This lasts maybe a few weeks, few months, maybe. But you can kind of see when it's starting to slide off. But by the time you notice it and by the time they come to you, it's way too late. I mean, rent is behind, car is barely, needs to go to the shop, don't have inspection, don't have insurance, stuff like that. All this stuff is piling up and you have to bail them out. So you go through that same cycle again, everything is straight, they go back, do the same thing. Got to get them housing, got to get them apartments, got to get daycare, got to get food, all this kind of stuff, get the car running right. Everything was cool for a few months. And then you start seeing it cycle happen again. And then what do you do as a parent? You do the same thing again. The whole cycle goes again. After a while, After all the cussing, fussing, and helping out, because what's causing them to go back and relapse is the same thing that caused them to do in the first place. Can't put the weed down. Can't put the alcohol down. You know, women got them twisted. A man, you know, can't, you know, a man got them twisted. Can't think straight. And so it goes right back. But the people that the dudes that with, the female that with ain't doing nothing good for them. You're neglecting yourself, you're neglecting your kids, you're neglecting your job, you're neglecting everything, all your responsibilities. And then when the stuff hit the fan, you're going back to the parent. So time and time again, this keeps happening. After a while, something has to change. They have to hit rock bottom. They have to make a change. I tell you like this in relationships when it comes to like husband and wife, or boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. When they have a long-term relationship and the other person can't change, you know what you say after a while? You get smart. You say, you know what? Gotta love myself. I love you too. But you need to make a change. Maybe I need to make a change, but we can't do it together. Let somebody else do it. That's one reason why a lot of these people be in these long-term relationships, because they think they be afraid that the person's gonna leave and do better without them. But my thing is, go ahead. Go ahead and do better with somebody else, because undoubtedly you can't do better with me in the picture. And I'm your main supporter, your main focal point, supposedly. So go somewhere else and get that help, get that love. And you know what? If you do better, I can be the bad guy because I cut you off. That's fine. I do not care. As long as you become a better person and do right by yourself, so that way you can become a productive member of society and help your kids on that path, I can walk away. You can turn your back on me, cuss me all you want to. It don't matter to me, because it's helping the both of us. And that's usually how these situations go when parents say they're done with the kids. So before people want to pass judgment, jump on the kid's side, jump on the woman's side, or whoever's side who's homeless or being left out to dry, as you may think. Kind of think of it like that. And those of us who haven't been through stuff like that, we can say, oh man, you never turn your back on your kids. But I'm gonna tell you like this here. Think about this saying here. That was when an airplane is going through turbulence and it looks like it may crash, or just going through issues, and them oxygen masks come down. What do they tell you? They tell you to put the mask on yourself first, and then you put the mask on people around you. Why? Because if you try to save everybody else before you save yourself to make sure you're secure, and they don't know what to do, you'll mess around, pass out, and then no one else, and you can't help nobody else. And then next thing you know, everybody's done died or got hurt. When it's better for you to save yourself, even when somebody's drowning, and you're trying to save somebody and they're kicking you and they're pulling you down, what they tell you do? They tell you to ball up, kick that person off of you, grab them from a different angle, and then pull them. Because if not, you're both going to drown. And with both of you drowning or both of you suffocating, you ain't helping nobody. You have a better chance of helping them, especially if you're in that position, than both of y'all being out of commission and no one's getting help. So like I say, just kind of think about that before you pass judgment. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. Like I say, what's her name? Aoki. She needs to shut the hell up, get off social media, start talking about her daddy. And cause whatever it is, she's emotional. Handle that stuff in-house. Tell me what you think about the story. Leave your comments below, then share it with the world. And with that being said, I leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.